My son, the chosen one. My son, the chosen one. With you till I die. With you till I die. Lanka. Jërëjëf. Kula bañ yàlla na dee. Yàlla na torox. Allahu Akbar.
Your Excellency, welcome back home.
Thank you.
The 68th session of the UN General Assembly is over, and various all leaders from 193 countries in the world attended. But what we have seen, as usual, the Iranian nuclear issue and the Syrian chemical weapons tend to overshadow these events, and the world powers have more or less swept this under the carpet, whilst the issues are still lingering. Issues like Africa's underdevelopment, exploitation of Africa, and the Palestinian issue. And what is your take on that?
What is my take on what?
On these issues that the West tend to sweep under the carpet and promote other issues like the Iranian nuclear issue, which more or less are not much more important than the others.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الحمد لله رب العالمين الحمد لله رب العالمين. First of all, I want to rectify you that the Iranian nuclear issue is not of less importance than agriculture and development and exploitation of mineral resources in Africa, in the Gambia, or anywhere else. Because this nuclear issue, the most dangerous conflict would be a nuclear conflict. And so no matter what we say, if this issue of possible nuclear confrontation is not addressed, humanity is greatly threatened. So the rest of the other issues have not been treated under the carpet. Maybe these things are more urgent than anything else. But what is more important is the fact that without peace, there cannot be development. It doesn't matter where there is conflict. Everyone in the world is affected, especially third world countries are more affected. God forbid, if there is a confrontation in Iran or Syria and it spills over to Iran and other neighboring countries, there will be no oil. I mean, petroleum will not flow. And that being the case, none of our generators would work. So, you want to live in the darkness? No. So these are issues that are very important to take care of, but not also neglecting the core issues. And the core issues are not neglect of agriculture, but superpowers bullying Africa and other countries because of our natural resources. And these are the sort of subjects that everybody should be talking about. But it seems that very few people want to talk about it, and so we have to talk about it. Because all these issues about nuclear and whatever, it is because of selective justice. Now, if you look at the Iranian issue, they say they don't have a nuclear bomb and they don't have a nuclear weapons intention. But are they the ones who are the first to look for a nuclear weapon in the Middle East? No. Israel has nuclear weapons and nobody is talking about it. Israel has chemical weapons, nobody is talking about it. Israel also used banned weapons, phosphorus on the Palestinians. Nobody in the UN said anything about it. So it seems like Israel is above the law in the Middle East and anybody else is below the law. And this is why the cause of the tension, the cause of conflict, and the possible cause of a nuclear war. And these things, we should talk about it because it is injustice. You cannot tell somebody he cannot have a machete in his compound, And then you allow the other adversary to have guns and bazookas in his compound, and you say that is all right. That is not all right. And then the one who has more weapons is occupying and bullying other states. This is unacceptable. And this is the reason why there is always tension in the Middle East, because there is injustice. The Israelis can do whatever they want, but the rest cannot do anything. When Palestinians fire rockets, homemade rockets, into Israel, everybody condemns the word terrorism. But when Israel bombards Gaza or anywhere else, they say, yes, because of rocket attack. There is disproportionate force. And Israel has violated every UN resolution with impunity. So who are we to say, oh, Syria or another country must abide by the UN resolution, when Israel has consistently, since 1948, disregarded every UN resolution with impunity. So even humanitarian assistance to the Palestinians is not possible. How many times did they board vessels that were bringing humanitarian aid to the Palestinians? They blockaded Gaza Strip, and they will not allow any ship, and they killed Turkish people, and nobody said anything at the UN Security Council. Imagine if those people were killed by the Palestinians. So injustice can no longer be tolerated. We no longer live in the 12th century, we live in the 21st century, where everybody will fight and die for justice, and that is why we have to speak out.
Your Excellency, you also spoke about another very important issue, that is the issue of homosexuality, which the world powers, Western countries have not spoken about, and this is a very serious issue. Why do you think are they ignoring these kind of things and trying to force it on on developing countries, on Africa and Muslim countries?
Well, only those who worship the devil would encourage homosexuality, because both Christianity, Judaism, and Islam, in fact, all the good religions of the earth condemn homosexuality. So what is happening in the world today is some powers, they think that they are God now. So whatever God said in the Bible and the Quran that man must not do it, they say, oh no, that's a human right. Man must do it. They can encourage homosexuality in their countries, in their compounds, we don't give a damn. But they cannot impose homosexuality on other countries, because we are Muslims, and good Christians will not entertain homosexuality, and we are going to fight it tooth and nail. Because if you want a herd of cattle, and you go on buying bulls only, or heifers only, is it going to multiply or is it going to dwindle? Well, of course. Now, if you don't reproduce, now imagine if you grow crops and you don't have seeds, would you grow them again? Next time, wouldn't you starve? If plants reproduce in order for us to survive, what should we do in order for humanity to survive? Reproduce. Now, if a man marries a man, is that reproduction? So this is a satanic cult. This is very evil. And these people think that they are God or the Almighty Allah, and that Allah is wrong in his books. That is the Quran, the Bible, and the Torah, and all of the Gospel, that homosexuality is unacceptable. They say it is acceptable. Whereas a Muslim woman wearing a veil can be arrested in somewhere, anywhere in the West. A homosexual man can kiss another man and marry in the West, and that is not taboo. So whatever is religious is prohibited, and whatever is satanic is allowed. We Africans will not subscribe to this. We Muslims will not subscribe to this. I'm not saying nobody should practice homosexuality in their countries. We have no problem. And anybody who wants to fight for homosexual rights in this Gambia